Got a bit of a crosswind going on. No stall warning? That's interesting. I was holding off for the stall warning, never got one, and it was like, okay, we'll do it like that then. Well, it was, yeah, it should have been a nice landing. I think I smelt my coffee. That was pretty weird. I think we go to the end of the taxiway to turn off here, remember. Let's go back one. 27, yeah, I think there's a taxiway at the end. So lots of beer. That was one of those landings where the approach was stable, but the actual touchdown, yeah, it kind of fell out the sky a bit. Because normally you can hear the stall warning and then you know that you're like ready to just ease out and let it come down. But there was no warning, so it literally stalled and fell out the sky. Dark variable, have a good one, sir. We'll park up here for a minute. Figure out where we're going. As if I've got a phone call from Edinburgh, Scotland. Do you know this plane? Yeah, it definitely has a stall warning because when we landed this first time, it definitely went. Oh, we can test it on takeoff. Right, we'll figure out where we're going. And then we're going to take a quick bio break. So we're at Haverford West, which is on the south tip of Wales, which is here. Just to sort of get your bearings. Right here in Wales. This bit's Wales, in case you don't know. Haverford West is here. So the first thing to do is to work out where we're going and then work out how we're going to get there. Now, has Anglesey got... I think Anglesey's got an airfield. EGOV Valley. What's that one? There seems to be two airfields at Anglesey to land on. Does anybody know which is the better one? Yeah, Dre, we're in Wales, mate. Dre, how big's your back garden? Could we land in it? EGOV is RAF Valley. So what? This is a military installation. Oh yeah, it's got a mat. Well, we could go to Carnarvon. Carnarvon Airfield. RAF Valley's where the fast jets train. Right. Where's EGNR's train? Oh, there's EGNR, Hawarden. Which looks like it's inside Liverpool. Space, maybe. Yeah, you have to be under 3,000 feet to go there. Or get permission. Let's go to Carnarvon first, and then we can go there. Right. Free to seek. There's a flying combat airfield called Mona. The F in Carnarvon is... So it's Carnarvon. Carnarvon. Right, let's see what we want to go via. West Wales, Aberporth. Actually, we could go out to Fishguard VOR initially. There's a little VOR there, you see it? Or Fishguard. And then we could go like that. This over here is like a massive danger area. Surface to unlimited. Blimey. I'm guessing there's military exercises there, maybe. I think what we'll do is we'll VFR the coastline. We'll just follow it around. We'll literally... We'll fly out to Fishguard, and then we'll just hug the coast all the way in. We'll just do that. UAVs. Maybe. Why would they fly over there, though? Explain to you how to fly directly to a VOR in the Cessna. So, if you get the VOR, what is it on this one? It says Strumble VOR, which is 113.1. Yeah? So you take that, and depending on what you're using, if you're using this particular stack, you want this VOR here. So you want, what did I say? 113.1. 113.1. Then activate it, and then the needle moves. Because we're so close, it's picking it up. And then you spin this wheel around. And because it says 2, it means if you fly this heading here, which is what, 349, from where we are currently, 349 heading will take us straight to that, which is about right if you look at it. Yeah, it's not quite north, it's just left of north. So you know that that's locked on. Well, you saw it spin when I did it, so it locked onto it. In the real world, what you would do is you would listen to it, you'd put it on the nav so you can hear it. Like that. So it will tell you what the Morse code is down here. Dot 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 dash dot dot dash. That's how you. So that's definitely Strumble VOR. So it's identified. So now you can use it. And all you basically do now is follow. If you want to go straight to it, you follow that, which I can show you how to do with follow that needle. But I'm going to go for a bio break. But we'll fly to Strumble VOR and then we'll basically turn right and head up the coast. The thing is, like, every plane's internals are different, so you know that's using nav 1. Nav 2 is over here, so if you want to use nav 2, then you would need to put it in here. And then activate it. And then nav 1, I see nav 2, so nav 2 is now punched in. Same thing. Like that.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
So that's lined up. But what the reason for having two navs is because you can do stuff like, you can say, we're going to use nav 1 to get to the VOR, and then we're going to use nav 2 to fly on a radial from the VOR. So you can say, well, I don't know, say we want to fly directly east from that VOR, then we can basically spin the needle until it's on a 090 heading radial from the VOR. So when you get there and you turn right, you're then going to be following that radial out of it. And that's like how you hop between VORs. Anyway, I should be back in a second because I need my bio. Who was that? That was Brown Money. Thank you, 57. Sandra, we did 17 months, I think. I'm also going to ask Mrs. Squirrel why I've not had a cup of tea in the last 2 hours. Right. Take some of these cups with me. And I should be back in a sec. back. Trying to troubleshoot Mrs. Squirrel's printing problems while streaming. It's never going to work. Oh boy. I take it the schools have just finished. I have turned it on and off again. I unplugged the USB cable as well. Metal Witcher, thank you for 3 months. 1/3 Twitch baby and counting. Thank you, dude. Let's see. Did I complain about my tea bag? I did.
Oh, we left the tea bag in the car.
Yeah, it's the left it on the plate now. It's in the kitchen. Oh. You give me the tea. You give me the cup, and there was a tea bag floating in it.
It's very stressful moment.
Yeah, I don't want a floating tea bag. Unless it's a green tea. If it's a green tea, you can leave the tea bag in. I'm just looking at taxiways for this airfield, and like, it kind of looks like a backtrack kind of airfield. I can't get over the length of the displacement. Look at that. It's absolutely mad. Like, there's hardly any runway left. It's just nuts. You won't be in the convoy. You've been to Greek island for vacation. When is it next? Is it next happening? Exclamation mark convoy. Chris Law. Is what you want? Ow. Okay. So, to recap, we are flying from Haverford West to Carnarvon via the Strumble VOR, and then we're going to coastal VFR it all the way up there. That's what we're going to do. Let's have a look at Carnarvon. Most likely runway 25. Disused. J terminal right there, look. So if he was to stop quickly, we could get off at Bravo. If we could stop in time for Bravo, which looks very unlikely given that displaced threshold, so yeah. We could either backtrack on Bravo or turn left onto Alpha, then take the taxiway down to the main apron. Wow, look at Carnarvon's elevation, 14 feet. Carnarvon's 10 miles from you. Right, let's turn the truck around like that. Turn off parking brake. Taxi lights on. Biomet, you can't really transport passengers as such. Well, you can, but you can't. Like, you can't see them. You don't see them get on the plane. You kind of simulate it by adding weight to the plane. big castle war at Carnarvon, Derek. Right, that compass is saying east, and that's not, so our DI is slightly off. Do some formation VFR on VATSIM. Can't begin to imagine the carnage. What happens though if you fly on VATSIM VFR? Do they're going to get really annoyed, aren't they? Surely. The controls would lose their mind. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hold on 1 second. Just need to type a message. Something like that. Okay. If you want to add passengers and make community involved as an idea, look at SimBuddy. What does SimBuddy do exactly? You've been spammed with contact me requests flying VFR controller, insisted I had to talk to them, use the best just to avoid. Yeah, I think if you're gonna, you're better off doing what Durka does, just flying on, what's that cloud thing he uses? What's that cloud tool he uses to fly so that people can just join it? Can't remember the name of it now. You're better off using that, really. Is it FS Cloud? Yeah, probably. Right, 2,500 feet. We're going to climb out, make a right turn, and head towards the VOR. I think the problem with FS Cloud is something like you can't control who joins. Not sure. Right. You can hide other players if they troll you, can make them invisible. How safe is it? Does it, like... Does it, hide your IP address and that kind of thing? Right, so if we turn that in... You can see where the VOR is pushing to the right. Okay, let's turn right. Mr. Robbo, thank you for 43 months, sir. No, I didn't, did I drone fly? I only realised when I picked up too much speed. I should have done a short field takeoff and try it. Never mind. You know what? Let's do some instrument stuff for giggles. Right, so we're going to try and track that VOR. And level out at 2,500 as well. Steak for dinner? Nice. Think I'm having sandwiches. You win. Hey, Trickerman. The main thing is we want to keep that line low. Right, we're coming up on 2.5. So, push the nose down.
Happy anniversary, Nata.
Stop it climbing. Let the speed build up. Come on, down you go. And then back off on the throttle. The only thing is, like, compared to real flying, you have no feel over the elevators. Like, you can tell in the real plane whether you're trimmed or not just by the force on it. You don't get that in a sim. Yet. I need to get back on track with the VOR. Hey, Dutch.
Welcome back, Nata.
I think we might be about to fly overhead. I don't know if I can see it. You can sometimes see them in the scenery. You can see the Clacton one in Orbex. I'm hoping we can see this one. They're usually like a little white donut sat in the middle of a field quite often. Should be like here somewhere. I don't see it. Maybe that's it. Oh, there it is. That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's a little donut there. Right there. Okay, right turn.
Airspace restriction 5 miles ahead.
Bring the RPMs back a little bit. Right, we'll follow the coast round. So you can now spin that around if you want and see the radial you're flying out of. So right now we are flying out of the almost on the 060 radial we're flying out of, which is about right. Let's see. 07. That's all right. Cool. What do you mean, actual Kevin flight procedures? You got VR and tried a roller coaster sim, had to belly drop feeling, but you become immune. I don't think you become immune to it. I think you can just go longer periods of time. I guess it's like trying to get your sea legs. Like, eventually you'll get to the point where it's not affecting you as much. But even sailors like can get in seas where they just come off feeling a bit sick. Even like regular sailors. I can't imagine it any different in VR. Right, west coast of Wales. Let's have a look. There's not a lot here, is there? It's just all like grass and fields. What's that on the iPad? Let me show you that. You can do racing sims for VR for 2 hours, but shooters need to rest after 30 minutes. You know why that is, Brian? It's because when you're in a racing, like a vehicle, your brain has the cockpit to latch onto. So it helps massively with you not feeling sick. But as soon as you take the cockpit away and you start free roaming like a shooter, that will really make you feel queasy. I've got 4-flight Quadrail, but in VFR UK this just works better. 4-flight doesn't really have the VFR side nailed in the UK yet, so if it did, I would happily switch to it. Turn that off. Do I ever use Track IR? Never. Oh, now and again I do. Beaker, I was asked to put it on, alright? Okay, first waypoint coming up, which is West Wales, Aberporth. West Wales, Aberporth should be down here somewhere. No, Beaker. Well, actually, yes, Beaker. Shot at Beaker. If that's about doing F1 on YouTube, it'd be nice to see some racing content there. Do you mean against the AI, Luke? F1 against the AI? Like a career or something? Yeah, Skydemon's very good at what it does, but it literally just does VFR, really.
Airspace restriction 4 miles ahead.
Full throttle, no. You want to keep your RPMs at about 2300 or so. This is where you normally cruise at, 2300. That would give you, depending on tailwind, to give you a speed of about 105-ish airspeed. Ground speed, we're doing 104. What you can do is you can use the EGT to lean out so that you can get good fuel economy.
Danger area 5 miles ahead.
Yeah. A career playthrough mode on pro settings. Okay. Alrighty then. LS, thank you, dude. Let's have a look at this nice scenery. The sky's gone a lot clearer. Yeah, this is the thing, class. If you get this Orbex scenery, you can pretty much fly VFR like the real world. It's kind of cool. Aberporth should be here somewhere. It's about 6 nautical just in front of us. We're flying up the west side of Wales, James. Flying up the west coast. Maybe not pro AI for YouTube. I don't think PR setting would be the best. Take 4 hours to complete a race weekend. Yeah, no. That ain't gonna happen. It's down there somewhere. Do I have a cat? If I had a cat, Doyle would not be lying next to me all nice and calm right now. There it is. That's it. Right there. The scenery, SIS, the scenery comes, like X-Plane 11 comes with basic scenery for the whole world, but it's what you call it zoom level, like it's detail level. It's not that high, but it does give you a decent start. The scenery that I'm running here is called Orbex True Earth, and what they did was they split the United Kingdom into three, like a lower, an upper, and a middle. So they called it, I think, north, central, and south, or something like that. And you buy each one separately. I think, if I remember, south goes up to somewhere like the top end of Wales. So if you bought south, you'd get all of this until we get to the top end of Wales, and I think it's the central bit after that. And then Scotland is obviously north. But there's a lot of flying around the UK that you can do with Orbex. Slane, thank you for 11 months, getting closer and closer to a full year. Thank you, sir. Gaming King, welcome back. That kid Chris Gaming applied for a spot on the convoy today, fingers crossed. Nice one, Chris. You remember the FSX days that didn't have Scotland? James, just ask a mod for permission. Just tell them what that is, and then they'll permit it. You just need to get a permit if you want to post a link. Just stops people posting like nasty stuff. Oh yeah, Luke, that'd be great. Race against you guys on stream. Yeah, because that's going to go well. Let's see. So, what's that coming up? Aberystwyth. Now, the funny thing is I've been on a motorbike all around the coast of the UK, and I went all around here. We stuck quite religiously to the B roads around here. It was quite a drive. And we stopped at Aberystwyth. Would you mind going down fast with the plane for a bit? Never seen that in this game. Nah, I'm good. It's not really a fast plane, to be honest. It's not that I don't trust the nutters on track, Mad Mick. As I've said before, Mad Mick, the biggest problem with doing like a nuthouse race is the skill difference. The higher the skill difference in a race, the more carnage you can expect. And what I don't want to do, Mad Mick, is cause arguments. And races, by their very nature, tend to be competitive. And, you know, if you're having a great race and you're doing really well for like 20 laps, and then somebody slightly less skilled than you dive bombs or does something crazy, takes you out, it's going to cause an argument. It's just kind of not worth it. You need to get a skill level up to a minimum before you can sensibly race together. Does the Orbex scenery include proper roads and buildings? Yes. Yeah. So what they've got what they call the OSM data. So it feeds OSM data to X-Plane. X-Plane then draws the roads, as you can see, and then X-Plane's responsible for like drawing traffic on it. And the amount of traffic that you see is, if I can get a look down here, dependent. Oh, you can see it now. The amount of traffic and stuff that you see is dependent on the graphics settings you choose. Because obviously the more vehicles it draws, then the more CPU cycles it's going to take. So it draws all the roads, and then the buildings are a mixture of autogen and stuff that it draws. So autogen is like, the map tells X-Plane, hey, there's some buildings here, here, and here, and then X-Plane automatically generates the buildings based on your settings. And then there's some fixed stuff where Orbex have gone in there and done, for example, Wembley Stadium. They've created the model of the Wembley Stadium, plant it in the map. So it's pretty well done, to be fair. Forza Horizon. What, like the fun stuff? Yeah. So like all to the left of us here is a massive danger area. It's crazy. If you look at it on the map, just everything left of us is a danger zone. See what I mean? You have to call Aberporth radar to fly into that. It's nuts. So like if you want to fly in there, you need to be talking to ATC and squawking so they can keep track of you. It's a weapons testing area. Well, yeah. I wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of an F-35. A danger area can be all kinds of things. It can be like a chimney that's venting gas, you know, every other day. It can be a weapons testing thing. It can be a shooting range. It can be all kinds of stuff. Like if you find a power station, they'll always have a danger area around a power station, and it might say surface to 2,000 feet, you know, venting gas. So if you fly over at 3, you're fine. I have no idea, Mr. Johnny English. I think it's because we're using it and it's not an official cable. I don't know. It's taken a long time to charge. You're all right. So that should be, I think, Aberystwyth. I zoomed in. X-plane loaded scenery. Yikes. Oh boy. Yeah. I don't think all grannies can create danger areas, Bob. It's one thing you do always get around here, though. It's caravan parks. Caravan parks, caravan parks. No end of caravan parks. No, they're just holiday caravan parks usually. You can see our track along the ground. We've definitely got a wind.
Danger area 4 miles ahead.
They weren't on holiday around the RF base I was stationed at. No, some of them are going to be gypsies, obviously. Chernobyl's a fantastic miniseries. If you've never seen it, definitely watch it. Really, really good. I might watch it again. I think the people who went in to sort it out were just incredibly brave. And ultimately saved hundreds of thousands of people's lives. As it explains, like the core was going to go for a full meltdown and detonate, and then it would have spread nuclear waste all over Germany, Russia, Ukraine. Like it would have been an absolute mess. Huge, huge mess. only for the actions of a few thousand people. Who, because of just the way that the Soviet Union worked, never really got recognition for it, and their families never got, you know, sorted out for life as they should have been. It's just like the whole cover-up side of it is just awful, and the human sacrifice is amazing, and then it's like everything in between. It's such a good miniseries. Oh, it doesn't pull any punches, Jack M. Yeah, it shows radiation like poisoning as it is. It's really good. Yeah, Hannah. I think they had to be fair, didn't they? But that guy who recorded all those tapes, like, you see him right at the start of Chernobyl, you see this guy, like, recording himself talking on a cassette recorder, and he's got, like, a load of cassettes, and he puts them in an area, and you're like, what's all that about? And it's only at the end that you realise what was actually going on. It's such a wonderful bridge right from the start to the end. It's so well done, but who knows, without people like that, the truth may not have actually come out properly. Like, they'd have quite happily hid the whole thing. It's horrible, really. Really, Metal Witcher? I mean, there's actually wildlife around Chernobyl now. Right, Aberystwyth is 10 nautical in front of us. I don't know if it's on Netflix. I watched it on Sky, but I can't remember which channel it was on. Was it HBO? I think it was a HBO thing, so it's probably not on Netflix. But yeah, it's a 5-part miniseries, and then there's like there's another follow-up episode where you can watch about the making of it and the detail and stuff. Is it on Amazon Prime? Possibly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You watched it on Now TV because it's on HBO and Sky and Now TV are connected. There you go. Yeah, I think I have it because of the package I have on Sky with Sky Atlantic and that kind of thing. Which I got primarily for Game of Thrones. You feel like they had to tone down how bad the radiation sickness was for television? I think they struck the right balance of it being visually brutal, but not like way over the top. I mean, they could have made it so much worse, but I don't think anybody would want that. Like, it illustrated enough of how bad it is. Yeah, the problem is, Supernova, when you get to the end of your year, will you want to give up the drama pack? Look at that coastline. I need to fly down here IRL. Looks fantastic. Need to fly this whole coastal route. It's £2 on Google Play Movies and YouTube. That is totally worth £2. Is it £2 just to watch it, or do you like retain the rights to watch it again? Or can you only watch it once or something? Like a movie? Really? Cademan? Really? Is that what a flight sim is to you? I suppose you'd say the same thing about trucking then. Truck sim would be much better if we could smuggle cocaine. No it wouldn't. Right, Aberystwyth is right here. Last time I went though, I went right down here to the coast and just... We got off the motorbikes and walked down that bit. £12 for the whole thing. Oh, there you go. There's the train line. Yeah, this bit's quite nice. It's all paved, just walk down there. Dre, it's satellite imagery, mate. It's bound to be accurate. Yes, True Earth. It's getting proper hilly over there, look. See, I reckon, you see that top there, that's where Dre lives, right on top of that peak. You can see the block of flats he used to live in. Wow. Yeah, first thing I did when I got Orbex was fly straight over my house and look down, and I was like, wow. I mean, by the time you zoom in, it's just a whole bunch of pixels, but you can visibly see that's your house. Half Finger Pete, thank you for 69 months. I'm waiting for the first person. At some point this month, we're going to have the very first 6-year subscriber. 6-year subscriber. Is this month at some point. Have you seen Avion from the X-Plane creator? Avion? No. This Sky Demon was built for real life use. That's what I use in real life. I use Sky Demon when I fly VFR. A lot of people do in the UK. Lots and lots of people use Sky Demon. The only thing is that I use it with a GPS. It's called Bad Elf GPS, and it gives you like way more accurate positional information than your iPad will. No, Bob, I'm not flying there. I don't even know where it is, Bob. I think it's on the coast somewhere. It's inland a little. Yeah, we're doing a coastal run. Wait, it's on Anglesey. Is it? Because we're basically going to the southern tip of Anglesey. So whereabouts is it? Landing fees at Carnarvon. Microlights £10, single engine 15. £15 landing fee. Aircraft should transit the Menai Straits below 1,500 feet. Overhead joins at 1,300 feet. An 800-foot circuit. Wow. $1,500 on the Menai Strait. Blimey. Not that we need to transit that, but that's pretty low. My friend's always been able to say that name, Bob. I never bothered to learn it myself. It's a first aid app. A flight aid app. It can give you directions to glide you down to a runway if you have an engine out. It's crazy. Wait, what was that called? Spec Silent Sean? Oh, X-Avion. Is that for real flying or for a sim? Safety-conscious pilot, synthetic vision without the cost of traditional glass cockpit. What, is it something that you run on your tablet? Oh, it's an App Store app. Wait, what, $99 a year? A micro fraction of the price of a traditional glass cockpit, plus you are able to connect to X-Plane and have the most powerful avionics in a flight sim. Oh, that's pretty weird, isn't it? Same price as Sky Demon then? What? And it's how does it give you accurate synthetic vision? Because you can't. Where's it getting its positional information from? You can't get that from a tablet. Like your tablet's not certified for aviation at all, so how can it give you synthetic from an iPad? You attach it to a GPS. So if I attach that to my Bad Elf, then I could run synthetic vision. Let me show you my gadget. Ugh. It's in my bag of tricks somewhere. There it is. So I use this thing. It's called a Bad Elf GPS Pro Plus. It's a really good bit of kit. It gives you very accurate very accurate positional information, and it feeds it by Bluetooth to your tablet and your phone. You can connect like 5 devices to it, so I can have my tablet and my phone both connected to it, and if one fails, I've got the other one. But you could connect that to it. It's very accurate. And also you can hold a button down and it records the entire flight. Like everything's super accurate, so you can analyze it later, which is really useful. Chrome, and I don't have that many mods, if I'm honest. I'm hand flying it completely. Hatteras. I've not been autopiloting any of it so far. Prismane 172 is not built for aerobatic stuff. Yeah, it does GPS altitude. You can get your... It uses GLONASS and GPS, so basically it'll take like 10 satellites to give you accurate position and speed reporting 10 times a second. It's very accurate. Have a look on the website, Mr. Mendez. It's for the money you pay. That's the Pro Plus. There's a Pro as well. I think the Pro Plus records and the Pro doesn't, or something like that. But you can just feed it into Skydemon or 4Flight and it can record it if you want to. But you can use it standalone, like you can take it in a car, you know, go walking with it, use it for mountaineering. It's just an accurate GPS. This is Barmouth, apparently. Coming up on Barmouth. What's the price of it? I can't remember. Have a look on the website, because I honestly can't remember the price. Not far from Porthmadog. We are indeed. Coming up towards EGFD, Llanbedir, I think it's called. I may have seen this in a... I think I may have seen this in a YouTube video. A landing here. I kind of remember the... I remember the approach circuit around the sea. I think. Not that we're landing here, but we'll have a look. Why are the landing fees, Benjamin? To pay for the running costs of the airfield, I guess. $300. There you go. So worth it. And the Pro is $200. Yeah, I went for the Pro Plus, but the Pro is just as good positionally. The Pro Plus just does more stuff. It's super worth it. If you fly with a tablet, it gives you spot on accurate GPS. It's really worth it, and the battery lasts for ages. Like, it's so long. You charge it up and you can use it all day. Luke, thank you for 19 months. James, thank you for 57. Great stuff. That's so pretty. I wouldn't mind landing here, actually. That's what Carnarvon's like. Yeah, look at that. Elevation ramps up pretty steep. Let's fly to the right of this thing. Yeah, Snowdonia in winter is only a place that crazy people go. Like army training. I've actually got another runway, look at that. That looks like it's operational as well. I think we're going to have to climb and then drop down into Carnarvon. Not Slammer's got 210 followers. Who knows why? Right, 3,000. Yeah, I'm looking at the charts, and there's an antenna that's 2,100 feet off here, but we're going to shoot that, which is fine. It does get higher to the right, but where we're going, it should be fine. You can do that already, Benjamin. You can do full long-haul flights. People do it. This is going to be an interesting descent. Yes, if we look at Sky Demon now, it's giving me like a visual of like the hills and how we are relative to them. So we're going to go back left slightly, fly through that dip. No, Bullseye, not at all. Not at all. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get over these hills, then we'll start our descent over the west side of Carnarvon, which is the sea side. Elevation is like 20 feet or something at the airfield, so we'll join downwind on the left, or right downwind on the water side, descend that way, and then we'll come around for right base and land on 2-0. Do you need intent for Sky Demon? Whilst you're flying, you'll need positional information. So you don't need internet if you've got a GPS device like I've just showed you. If you don't, you'll need a SIM card to get GPS information. You just want to make sure that you've downloaded any charts that you need before you set out. Because obviously when you're in the air, you can't download stuff without internet. FYI Chroman, I've chose it specifically and put in the title that it's X-Plane 11. Basically, for now, this category is what most people use as general flight simulation, in lieu of Twitch actually giving us one, giving us a flight sim category. Yeah, because if we start spreading ourselves amongst DCS, X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim, as a sim community, we're gonna struggle, right? So just pick one and go with it. Yeah, that's true. When Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 comes out, obviously it'll have its own category, and then everybody will be in there then. Actually, I think we'll just move Chile when it comes out. We'll all just go there, and we'll get rid of the old Microsoft Flight Simulator one. No, Chile. What Microsoft's post? Please tell me they posted and said that it was just a joke and they're not really going to make it. Oh, there it is. Look. See it? It showed me on the map that there was an antenna 2,100 feet up in the air. That's it. That could catch you out if you're not paying attention. They're sharing more information with us on the 25th. Interesting. Where are they sharing it? On Twitter, YouTube? Sedon, welcome. The Omsi creator, that was Lotus Simulator. I don't know. You'd have to go to the Facebook page. I've not looked on it for a long time. Right, we're 8.7 nautical away. I've no idea, Gallifrey. Just let me know about the antenna. We'll go mixture full rich now. Yeah, it's 25 where I am, Bob. It's very nice. Right, it should be over here somewhere. That looks like it. So that is probably 2-0. Flying into Carnarvon Airport, which is northwest Wales. That's Anglesey over there, if you know it. We'll see how far. We'll see. There's a lot of questions about Microsoft Flight Sim right now.
Happy anniversary, Meta.
Carl Downs, thank you for 32. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Truck driver. I don't know. Jamie. Do you actually, did you actually look at that and think that's a game I want to play? Visual with the runway. Sort of. Okay. I didn't really see anything that has got Eurotrack worried. Put it that way.